All right, we're back. Personal Health Care Reform Talk Show on Pegasus Net Waves, taking your health to a higher level. And today, big show today. Of course, this is a big month for cancer. Why? Because it's October and it's Halloween, and cancer is big and scary. So there's the monster we're talking about. So I actually have the American Cancer Society in here with me today, which is absolutely phenomenal. You're going to hear all about what they've been doing since about 1913, which is a long time. Get ready for that for the rest of the show. Of course, right now is going to be the intro. So let's start off with, of course, ClintFuquay.com, ClintsPrograms.com, PersonalHealthCareReform.com, so you can see what all's going on with me and with the show. ClintFuquay.com, if you haven't been on there, check it out. It's been reformatted. I got brand new stuff on there. I've got the 4 steps to better health on the front page, right there where you can see it. Point and click, easy access. And then, of course, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Google+, LinkedIn. I'm all over the place. And, of course, Health in the News comes straight off the Facebook page. So read along with that. Check everything out. It's all I say. Go on there. Look at it. Research it for yourself, okay? And, of course, YouTube. I've got 200 some odd videos on YouTube. Check those out for your health. Spreaker.com for all the old shows. I've got about 60 loaded on there right now. SoundCloud as well for the old shows. IdeaFit, you get to see all the stuff that I've done in the industry with them. And then, of course, articles. I've been in Men's Fitness twice now. There'll be another one coming out very soon. There's that Medical Daily, been quoted in there quite a few times. Great new article I did for them. Came out 2 weeks ago. Rocks Digital, I'll be doing much more blogging for them, or guest blogging for them, since now they're one of Google's go-to blogs. How about that? Big congrats to Rocks Digital on that. And, of course, Offbeat Business Radio, or Offbeat Business Magazine, getting a double header in there this month. So I've got 2 articles in there since they skipped a month. And so read about those. One of those deals with cancer. How about that? And Living the Dream Magazine, I'll be back in there very shortly, probably January. Expect the first article from me in there. Of course, you got to have hashtags if you're going to be on Twitter and everything else. So the hashtags, of course, this year are hashtag LiveLean2016 and hashtag Make America Healthy Again. And then, of course, I have my health partners. So we're going through those right quick. MedCall Pro. MedCall Pro will be on here very soon. In fact, I expect to show with them in December, talking about their brand new program. Covers the entire family of 5. ER doctor on the phone automatically. They'll run you to the hospital, whatever. Ultra lab tests. If you need lab tests done, you don't have insurance, you need a better way to do it, they take care of you 20 to 80% off all lab tests. All of them. How do they do it? Because they're like Walmart. They buy them in mass, and they pass the savings on to you. 2,500 locations around the U.S. Go in there, check them out. If you need to get hormone levels done, if you want to get whatever you need to get checked out. If your doctor won't do it, or if you don't have insurance, you want to do it yourself, check them out. You get a special discount through me as well. So go on ClintFuquay.com. I've got them on there. Everlywell, if you don't want to go to a clinic, Everlywell now has about 3 tests. The 2 biggies right now are fertility and food sensitivities. Okay, go in there. They send the packet to your house. You take it. You do the swab, or you do the little blood drop. Okay, you're not taking blood, just doing a little blood drop on a sheet of paper. You send it back. They send your results back. Beautiful results. If you've seen 23andMe, it's very much like that. Okay, but for all other pieces of health. Icon Meals, they do custom meals for you. Okay, that's another one of mine. Check them out. Plug in code CBFIT. That gets you 10% off there. They do all the cooking for you. They take care of all the meals. You're going to start going full organic pretty soon, too. Very nice of them, by the way. So check them out. Awesome service. They've been around for several years. And their head chef, real head chef. I mean, we're talking expert head chef. He was from the Omni, Dallas. If you've ever eaten at the Omni, incredible food. So it's really tasty and incredibly healthy. Also, if you want to cook for yourself, Thrive Market, go check them out. They're on my website. They have everything under the sun, gluten-free, organic, non-GMO, you name it, they have it. You click in what you're looking for. They bring a whole menu down for you. And it's all the stuff that you can find at Whole Foods. You just don't have to go roaming through the aisles and pay the extra price. Why? Because it's half off. And then, of course, I have Zero Water. My new biggie. Thank you, Zero Water, for coming on. For anybody that's connecting with me on Facebook, well, you'll see I'm giving away free stuff from Zero Water. Why? Because they're awesome, and they send me all kinds of stuff. Seriously, I've got like $300 worth of Zero Water stuff sitting around my house. So I've got filters all over. Incredible. If you want to get everything out of your water, okay, and actually if you want to get more out of your water, I love the tagline, Zero Water is the only way to do it. Okay, they even have a replacement filter for your Brita. If you want your water unleaded, get Zero Water. And to get the chromium 6 out too. If you didn't know, that's a big issue again. Anyway, so we got that. Kinesi, I've got some Kinesi on right now. We got brand new stuff coming out. Some stuff that we're going to talk about today goes into what some of their new products are going to go into. So, okay, it's active cotton. It pulls toxins out of your system, so they're not roaming around your system. Get that into your head, okay? And awesome stuff. You can wear it any time of year. I've worn this long sleeve shirt like in 100-degree weather outside. It's black. It's long sleeve. 100 degrees in Dallas. I can wear it. Try that with any of your synthetic stuff. You won't. So Kinesi, they'll be back on probably in January to talk about all their brand new stuff. And of course, Ideal Life. I got new stuff coming up with Ideal Life. I'll talk about that later. And of course, I've got all the nonprofits I work with. So American Diabetes Association of North Texas, Hunger Stops, 22 Kill, Guardians for Heroes, St. Baldrick's. Of course, St. Baldrick's are just on the show. Events coming up. October 17th, Divots for Diabetes. Check that out. If you want to come out, play some golf, raise some funds, help stop diabetes, come check that out. IBM Watson is the biggie for that. If you haven't noticed, IBM Watson, that program has been getting tons of press. In fact, they had like 30 minutes on 60 Minutes not too long ago, okay? Why? Because Watson is saving lives. The program is incredible. It's the future of predictive analysis and everything else. IBM owns it. So big thanks to them for helping out with Divots for Diabetes and the ADA and multiple other groups. So come out for that if you want to play some golf and save some lives. October 29th, Making Strides Against Breast Cancer with who? The American Cancer Society. You'll hear all about them here in a little bit. We'll talk about that by the end of the show. November 5th, Step Out Walk. Once again, another walk. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of walks going on. That's what happens in the fall, people. Why? Because you need to get and walk. It's good for you. Even if you just did all the walks, there's literally like 5 walks every weekend. Imagine how many miles you can log with that. So the Step Out Walk, November 5th, we'll be out there. I'll be out there helping out. PhysioFit will be out there doing the warm-up and the cool-down again. I've got my friend Adam Index going to be out there. We're going to be playing some beanbag toss for charity, raising money with that. We've got bounce houses. Of course, we have the 5K run and walk and all that stuff. And so, yeah, awesome event. And November 10th, the Feast of Sharing with HEB and Hunger Stops down at Fair Park. Come out with us, help us say, God, we're going to be feeding a couple 100,000 families with this. So huge event. Come out there for that. Of course, it's going to be right before Thanksgiving. So there's that. And now we have health in the news. We're going to go through this very quickly because we got to get to the rest of the show. So politics in the ER? Yes. Awesome, incredible story from MedPage today came out talking about how politics influences how doctors treat patients. It's a must read. Okay, go in there, read it. So if you want to know what's going on with your doctor and why they're prescribing certain things and why they treat you a certain way, it's because of how they vote. If you didn't know that, now you know that. Interesting, huh? Politics runs deep, mostly because it deals with beliefs. So, switching one soda for water is a lifesaver. There's a study that came out of Virginia Tech. They just looked at what happens when you switch just one Coke for water every day. Great study with them, and shows how it relates to reducing healthcare costs, saving your life, looking better if that matters to you. So, and it's not just regular Cokes, that's Diet Cokes too, okay? Yeah, we got somebody in the studio go, no, don't take my Diet Cokes from me. Yes, we're going to take them away from you. Or actually, we're not going to take them away. We're going to get you to just give them up, which is even better. All right, continuous glucose monitoring reduces hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia. This is for type 1 and type 2 diabetics. This is from MedVisor. I'll have MedVisor on the show later on as well. Awesome group there. They bring out all brand new relevant research for any and everything that's going on with anybody. Let's see here. Sugarcane extract for cholesterol. Yes, it's actually better than statins, and it costs 33 cents a day. If you want to read about that one, that's from GreenMed Info. They've always got great stuff on there for how to help yourself naturally. Vitamin D, because it's cold and flu season. Okay, 5,000 IU a day to reduce flu. Okay, and this is for kids, this is for adults, and it's better than the shot. And if you take the shot, you need to do it, okay, just to enhance the effectiveness of the shot, because, well, if you remember last year, how effective was the shot? What was that? Crickets? Yeah, 13% effectiveness. not too good, is it? How effective is vitamin D? About 90% effective. So it's pretty good just for taking some vitamin D every day, isn't it? Or actually getting out and getting the sun. But if you're in Seattle, you can't get the sun because y'all don't have that up there. I know, bad joke, but y'all don't. You know it. Anybody north of the Mason-Dixon kind of has that problem, actually. So there's that. That's actually from PubMed, if you want to know. And Medicare. There's a 3-day donut hole. If you don't know about it, it's from Benefit News. You got to read that article if you're on Medicare because, well, I don't have time to go into it, but read that. And the October surprise. Before I get out of here, there's been talk of a big October surprise, right? Okay, I have the October surprise, and here's what it is. My partner, ID Life, has this thing called the Experience. So anybody that starts this experience can get my services for half off for a month. How's that for a surprise? So go to clintfuqua.com, CLINTFUQA.com, go on there, check out the Experience. As soon as you start it, guess what? You get my services for half off for a month. You surprised? Surprise. There you go. It's an early Christmas. This is not a trick. This is an actual treat. Okay, before Halloween, because you want to fit into that nice, cute little costume, and then you got all the other stuff coming up, all the balls and everything else. So just to help you out, get you healthy before the new year. Because if you get healthy before the new year, guess what? You don't have to make those resolutions that you're going to break again. I know you do. So there's that surprise. That's for everybody out there. Check it out. And once again, I've talked about ID Life tons of times on here. It's all customized for you specifically. That's why we have MD Anderson's for talking about cancer. That's why they've partnered with us. That's why American Heart Association has partnered with us. That's why Toyota USA uses this for their corporate wellness. That's why Whole Foods sells our products. That's why Central Market sells our products now, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You get the point? It's awesome. That's why I got in. I used to manufacture this stuff, remember? So there's that. Come back for the rest of the show of the American Cancer Society on here with Joy and Janet. It's going to be awesome. Come back. Listen to the show.
This is Jeff Lazarus, author of Dogtology, Live, Bark, Believe. Dogtology is about man's fanatical devotion to dog, about the belief in dog, arguably one of the most popular beliefs on earth. Dogtology is available right now on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble Select Stores, and BarnesandNoble.com, Books A Million, independent bookstores, and several airports around the country.
My name is Ross Patterson. I'm the owner of XM Performance. XM Performance stands for Extra Mile Performance. www.xmperformance.com. Our focus really is on business owners. We like to help business owners take their business experience to the extra mile. We do that by helping the owner become more of a leader and less of a technician in his business. We help them create strategic focus through business planning and project management, and by helping them build the right team and learning how to effectively delegate through others. Once you learn how to market and sell, all your future performance growth of your business is dependent on your ability to lead and get things done through other people. If you're struggling with that, or you ever say the words, "It's just easier if I do it myself," then we'd like to help you get your business to the extra mile. www.xmperformance.com. www.xmperformance.com.
All right, we're back. Personal Healthcare Reform Talk Show on Pegasus Net Waves, taking your health to a higher level. And today, I have the American Cancer Society on here. So, Joy Donovan Brandon is here with us, and she's from the ACS. Okay, and I also have Janet. She brought Janet here with her. So
my buddy Janet.
Yeah,
Joy and Janet.
Yeah, so Janet's got an incredible story she wants to share, and she's been involved with the American Cancer Society for actually longer than Joy has.
That's right.
So, it's gonna be an awesome show. Listen in. I also want to send a big thanks out to Ryan Armstrong for getting all this put together. Thank you for all the introductions and getting this done. He works over there too. So if you're a corporation and you start working with the American Cancer Society, you're going to be talking to Ryan. Great guy. He used to be with the ADA, by the way. They all say hi.
We have a good group of people.
Yeah. So there's that. So I want to start off, because most people see all the big names out there as far as nonprofits go and stuff like that, and I go out and I talk about the ADA all the time. I've done some events for them. I'm like, okay, do you people know who the ADA is? And everybody looks at me and crickets chirp, and I get nothing. So because the funding is not as big as some other groups. So I want to get some background from you about the American Cancer Society, as far as how long it's been around, when how and why it was started, and then also how you got involved.
Well, the American Cancer Society is 113 years old. So we've been around a long time. It was started in 1913 by a group of men. It was all men, businessmen and physicians, who thought, we need to do more about cancer, because back in 1913, if somebody was diagnosed with cancer, the only remedy was to distract them. So they took them on carriage rides and gave them champagne, because the inevitable was you were going to die. Well, fast forward to the year 2016, and we've changed all that. Cancer, and Janet's a testament to this, does not mean a death sentence, especially if you follow the screening guidelines that we've helped develop over those 103 years. For instance, one of the things we can now boast about is that we have a 96% cure rate for childhood leukemia. And that's something that used to be a death sentence, but no more. So we've really come out of the shadows. People aren't afraid to talk about it, because in educating each other, we save lives.
And talking about leukemia, one of our funded researchers actually discovered and created the first effective chemo for childhood leukemia. Before that, there hadn't been really a good treatment.
And really, the American Cancer Society has had a finger in every major cancer breakthrough, whether it's chemotherapy or advocating for mammography to be the gold standard in cancer detection. We've had a finger in it, and we're really proud of that. We have 47 Nobel Prize winners in our research, and we like to brag about that too. So we have a lot to brag about, and part of it is that we're saving lives.
Yeah, which is great, because everybody's seen the numbers as far as the incidence of cancer, which is the fact that it's gone up. Partly because we can detect it a lot sooner now, which has driven numbers up.
Right.
Partly. There's environmental factors as well that they have to be factored into that, and some genetic factors, which I know you're doing a lot to help fund genetic research now.
But we have more and more survivors every year. The survivorship is increasing, and that is a testament to catching it early and better treatment all the time.
And much, much better treatment.
Janet knows about that.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the hows and the whys, and we had you told a great story earlier about just putting people on carriage rides and tanking them up with some champagne so they can just party it out to the end.
Right.
Basically.
Now we fight it, then we thrive.
Yeah. So, which is absolutely fantastic. And I wanted to bring y'all on because of, after talking to Ryan and hear about some of the services that y'all offer and what y'all have done, and how much funding goes directly to research, and the low, y'all try to go as much low overhead as y'all can on everything.
We do, and people can check us out at the Better Business Bureau. We're very transparent, and we are the largest funder of cancer research outside of the federal government. Yep. Nobody puts more money into cancer research except for Uncle Sam.
And as funding keeps getting cut in Washington, we're always fighting that. I've gone to Washington many times and go to Austin to lobby for cancer funding and other programs we're doing, but it's becoming even more critical that we step in that gap, because funding does, it falls. Everybody's fighting for funding in Washington, and it gets attached a lot of times to other bills, and gets caught in the political, things. I ask people a lot of times when I speak, I'll say, how many of you think that cancer is a medical issue? And of course, everybody, waves their hands and looks at me like I'm crazy. And I'll say, how many of you think it's a political issue? And it's a lot less people that say that. And so many of the decisions about our cancer care are made in Washington, in Austin. sometimes more than in your doctor's office. And the American Cancer Society is there all the time fighting for you in those places.
Well, the doctors pretty much have to toe the line of whatever comes out of D.C. and the state capitol. So they're usually they're in between a rock and a hard place, which is why I feel bad for them, which is why I didn't go that route, because I didn't want to be stuck in that, just getting squished every day. So one thing I wanted to talk about with y'all specifically, because this is a big thing that most people don't think about when it comes to cancer. Okay, we'll look at the therapies and everything else, the support services that y'all offer, which is huge. Most people don't think about that, but whenever you have a family member with cancer, the entire family's affected with that. Somebody's always having to take care of that person. Okay, you got the medical staff and everything. That's great, but the family itself needs some support, and the person with cancer, needs some extra support as well. So I wanted to have y'all talk a little bit about that side, because it's something that doesn't really get talked about that often.
And it's things that insurance won't cover lots of times. We have offices across the nation. Actually, the American Cancer Society is now global. And we have offices, and people can make appointments and find out where their offices are, their nearest office, by calling 1-800-227-2345. We will offer everyone a free wig and 2 free head coverings, whether it's a hat or a turban, a scarf. And so that's free of charge.
Somebody might be wearing my hair pretty soon, too.
This is hair by the American Cancer Society. I have permanent hair loss from the chemo I've received in the past, and I've received this wig from them. Actually, I've received 2 wigs from them. One finally wore out. And you could get the head coverings. We have our Look Good, Feel Better program, because when women in particular go through any kind of cancer, you lose your eyebrows, you lose your eyelashes, you lose, your hair, and your skin gets dry from the treatment. I mean, it's really, just a lot of things you go through that are kind of your identity and how you feel. And how you feel affects so much how you can fight your cancer. So we have the Look Good, Feel Good program, where cosmetologists come in and train you how to do the makeup.
You get your eyebrows back.
You get your eyebrows back.
And we give them really nice makeup.
Really nice makeup. It's really nice makeup. We have the Road to Recovery.
Road to Recovery, where people can get free rides to treatment. Even if you have family support and you're going for treatment 5 days a week, sometimes you can't take off 5 days in a row to help your mother or your sister or your brother. So we can help you get there.
And we have people that don't have family to give them a ride. And I always say the best medical treatment in the world is worthless if you can't get to it.
Exactly.
We're also looking for volunteers to do that. So if anyone wants to volunteer for Road to Recovery, call that 800 number 1-800-227-2345.
And it's 24 hours a day, every day of the year that it is staffed. You can call them anytime. And they can, and these are trained not volunteers, they're trained employees. A lot of them are social workers, licensed social workers, but they're very trained to help you. And like I say, you can call them anytime. Your family member can call them anytime. They're always there. But I know myself, I don't think I would be here today without some of these services, because I would have just been overwhelmed. And my family would have been overwhelmed without a lot of those services. I mean, I've been fighting it for 22 years, 14 years, hardcore fighting, and it can get very overwhelming, very overwhelming. And a lot of the things that insurance won't cover, just the support from the American Cancer Society and the things they can put you in touch with. You need a support group. Well, that number can help you find a support group.
We also have a website, cancer.org. And people can find answers to questions. We know lots of times you go to the doctor and you're overwhelmed and you didn't listen as well as you wish you had. A lot of doctors refer people to our website because it's research-based, it's science-based, and you can find answers and definitions of maybe terms, and that's available to everyone who has a computer.
Yeah, which is very much needed. And oftentimes, doctors aren't the best at explaining things. They want to get in, they want to get the job done. Oh, yeah, and they've got their next patient.
Right. Well, and also caregivers sometimes have a lot of questions.
Oh, yeah.
And they're either embarrassed or shy or afraid to ask their loved one, what this means, and you can either call the 800 number and get someone at 3 in the morning, or get on the website and ask or navigate the website and get answers to your questions without having to go to the survivor.
Yeah, which is why I wanted to bring that up, because we can talk about all the great stuff, which you all have done some great research and helped out with that. But yeah, it's most people don't realize the stress and the impact on the entire family whenever something happens. So I really wanted to have y'all speak to that piece of it, because that's something that's it's not really talked about very often, and it needs to be known that y'all do that service, because the first thing families do is, how are we going to handle all this stuff?
Right.
Well, call these guys, and then of course I've got some friends here in Dallas, Apple Care and Companion, which they do some of these services for families here in DFW, but this is just here in DFW. That's not nationally, and they only have so many people, and so American Cancer Society covers all of those gaps, which is why I like nonprofits, because y'all cover the gaps. Y'all know what the gaps are. You can cover them. You don't have to worry about what's going on in DC, because you watch what's going on in DC and say, okay, this is where they're falling short, so we can pick that up. Donate now.
Well, what is great is our advocacy wing can fight for you in DC, and you don't have to worry about that, and then our services can pick up that gap, and it's just like a puzzle that fits together perfectly.
Now, one thing caregivers can do is come out to our Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk on October 29th at the University of Texas at Arlington, and we celebrate our survivors, so the caregivers can come and clap and be on a team. It is absolutely free to show up. I'm not going to lie, we'd hope you'd fundraise, but we want to invite everyone out to that at 9 a.m., October 29th, and the caregivers can clap as their survivor crosses the finish line.
Yeah, which is fantastic, and I wanted to have y'all bring that up and talk about it, because once again the walks help, because it does help people see what's going on, and
it's a healthy activity too.
They know that they're not alone in this whole thing. They're not the only ones,
right?
Because the numbers are one thing, but being in the crowd and seeing the people and meeting the people that are there with you, well, it helps out. And
it's really inspiring, and your family's there. I know for me, it's been a family affair. And at the walk, I'm there with all these other survivors, and my family's there supporting me, and other families are there supporting, us. And it's just, all of a sudden, I'm not alone.
Yeah, and that's the big piece of it. I want to thank y'all for coming on.
Well, thank you for having us.
And we'll have y'all back on again some of the time next year, because It's a big thing that needs to be talked about all the time. We can talk about me.
Cancer is 12 months a year.
We can talk about me losing my lovely locks so somebody else can wear them eventually. Because I do that every year for St. Baldrick's.
He does have beautiful hair. I was
everybody says, God, I wish I could have your hair. I'm like, well, give us some time. You have a wig. So anyway, thanks for coming on. For everybody else out there, come back. Next show's going to be fantastic. We're actually going to be talking about what's coming up in November. But before that, the October surprise, if you remember, check out clinicfuqua.com, go check out the experience, have a great day, and go out to the walk coming up on October 29th for the American Cancer Society over at University of Texas Arlington. It's UTA, correct?
We'll be there,
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, beautiful campus out there too. So go out there, enjoy that, take part in something, help everybody else out, help your family out, and take care of yourself, because, well, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.